Hey there, everybody. This is Hugh Martyr checking in with a Spookus Scarus episode. Today, I'll be talking about one of my favorite Weeping Angel type adversaries. Weeping Angel types, by the way, it's very simple. They can't move while you're looking at them. That's their whole thing, okay? Very simple to understand what they are. But anyway, the Gold Watchers. So, physical appearance. The Gold Watchers, I forgot to do physical appearance on my episode on Cartoon Cat. But the Gold Watchers are spoopy golden boys. Well, they're golden statues, but they are wearing clothes, like clothes that aren't part of the statue, like leather clothes that look kind of colonial. I've never really positively identified them as one thing or another. I'm gonna take this off. Yeah, but anyway, I like them in particular because, as I said, they only move when you're not looking at them. In addition, they also, well, they don't move unless A, they've caught you, or B, they're out of your line of sight. But, they also move in sporadic spurts of motion. Like, they wait for a while and then they move really, really fast, or far, that is, not technically fast, but far, in a short time. And they're big brains up there in the Gold Watcher department. They have axes, and I really just love them because like, the other two Weeping Angel types I can think of is SCP-173, the spoopy peanut boy who faces the wall, and like, whatever, man. He's freaky, but whatever. And the Weeping Angels themselves are just kind of like statues. Don't have a lot of feelings on statues. But that's why I like the Gold Watchers, because they look like humans and they like kinda act like humans. Like, okay, so their situation, they're from a game called Dark Deception, and Dark Deception is horror Pac-Man, for lack of a better term. A lot of people call it horror Pac-Man. It's not quite horror Pac-Man, honestly, but it's a lot like horror Pac-Man. You run around collecting things, and there are a lot of things, and you collect them by running into them, and these folks chase you. And they're actually the third level, not the first. There are a lot of good monsters in Dark Deception that I want to cover, because the monsters in Dark Deception are impeccably made. Impeccable. But, anyway, the Gold Watchers are actually the most, social, you could say, of all the other monsters, because they appear in they like guest appear in stages that other things belong to. Like, they're in the whatchamacallit, let me see. They're in the 6th level. I believe they briefly appear in the 4th level. There are plushies of them in the 5th level. They don't appear in the 7th level. I don't think they appear in the 6th level. 7th. They don't appear in the 8th or 7th level, and of course they can't and weren't able to appear in the 1st and 2nd levels, because back then they weren't part of the game. But anyway, they're like souls that have that were really entrenched with greed, and so there's a lot of symbolism there. And the whole thing is they can't bear to be looked at because they're ashamed, which is pretty cool, honestly. I mean, not very stand up to logic, like occasionally you gotta face your fears, but I guess this is why they're dead and so sinful they get turned into monsters. But whatever. The point of the matter is, they're funny folks. Like, they aren't supposed to be funny, but they are actually technically some of the most funny adversaries in Dark Deception. They're like humorous. They laugh at you a lot, and that's because every YouTuber I've watched, and like the general consensus of Dark Deception players is those are terrifying fellows. Like, okay, so I'd like to briefly talk about the fact that Markiplier, lots of people know Markiplier. He's a Let's Player. He's famous for that, and he did, in fact, beat Getting Over It with Bennett Foddy. And Getting Over It is a rage game. He did not beat, and still has not beaten, Dark Deception. Shoot. I just messed something up fairly badly. Excuse me for a second while I freak out. No, wait, I'm fine. I'm fine. Just not... Why am I cold? Oh. Anyway, I like them because they chuckle if they have you trapped. They outright laugh at you as they kill you and unhinge their jaw at you and scream at you. They're very rich folks. And the first thing they do in the stage, like in the Murder Monkey stage, which is one of the monsters I will talk about, the Murder Monkey, like, sees you as the elevator is closing, and he screams and tries to get you, but the elevator closes. Like, Agatha greets you, but, like, there's a lot of ways that the monsters make their presence known, and the only thing that's comparable to that is Lucky, who's like, hey friend, welcome to Joy Land. He's like, you know he's messing with you because he is not a bun with the best of intentions, but because he knows what you're there for. But that isn't quite what the Gold Watchers do. The first time you meet the Gold Watchers, one is standing on a podium on a fountain, and you pass him and he laughs, and if you turn around he's not there anymore. The opening to the scene is that they just play a trick on you and get a good chuckle out of that. So they strike me as mirthful beings. Like, even if they are ashamed, they're kind of amused. And, like, they are made with smiles, but because they have the strange semi-free will to not approach because they're so ashamed, I think, like, dude, they're actually having fun with trying to murder you. And I assume they get sad when you leave. They also try to play silly, they also, like, they're very cheeky. They, block the exit. If you, are winning, they block the exit so you can't get out. And they try to block this, block the soul statue so you can't turn in your shards, which are the things you're collecting. And they just try to be cheeky dudos and try to get in your way and be like, aha, joke's on you. I like that. I like that. I like that a lot. And, like, since they're souls, it's interesting to think, one, like, if they have individual personalities in a hierarchy, because there are a lot of them, but you mainly meet 4 of them who don't have individual personalities. Or maybe there are more. That would make sense. And there's, like, a giant one that can move without discretion and, like, appears behind the mansion and starts throwing axes at you. Like, he's a giant old boy. And that implies that there can be statues that aren't ashamed. So I'd like to, like, take that and be like, what if, like, some of the statues weren't ashamed to be looked at, then they just like wait for a second and then absolutely jump you. But then they probably like toy with you. Anyway, they're just interesting folks. They're not straightforward, and they aren't like, mostly when you have less than straightforward situations, like in a bad guy, then it's a moral complication and they turn out to be good or something like that. These dudes are just twistedly evil and tricksy, which is always a fun thing. Fun. Anyway, that caps the video for today. I will see you all in the next video. Remember to like if you like the series. Comment if you have like a monster you want me to do next. I will absolutely do a monster on request. I'll even probably look it up. I do monsters, okay? Share with your friends and stuff. Yeah, and subscribe. Bye.